Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
Last year alone, over 7,000 organs were lost because couldn't be used because of transportation delays. So we're learning that how we can provide that service to reduce the cost.
Drone technology is vastly improving access to health care and saving lives in rural communities throughout West Texas. More details on this new delivery method coming up in your health headlines here on CBS 7 News at 9. Good evening and thanks for joining us here for CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. And thanks to those of you who are joining us live on our CBS 7 YouTube page. I'm Jay Hendricks and we start tonight with education news. Last night, the ECISD Board of Trustees announced 10 members of the community will form the Bond Oversight Committee. These 10 individuals will be in charge of making sure the school district is on track with their 5-year plan to make sure everything on Prop A is complete. Prop A passed in November's election, and the school district now has $424 million to complete it. Some of the things on Prop A include a new middle school in West Ector County, district-wide maintenance repairs, and a complete replacement of the Transition Learning Center, and more. Over the next 5 years, the Oversight Committee will keep track of the budgets and projects for the community and for the future of the school district.
They've all come together. There's one common thread, and that is the passion for children and to see what we can do for our next generation. So I'm very happy and proud to be a part of anything that this Board of Trustees chooses to be involved in.
Apart from Moore, the other committee members include Kevin Searcy, Thomas Blackstone, David Sovell, Charles Cotton, Willie Taylor, Darlene Mays, Mari Willis, Felice Abalos, and Andrea Goodson.
Members of the community that will have a regular look kind of inside the sausage making, if you will, and that they'll be able to report out publicly what's happening.
Some of the members have served on the bond committee before and say that they are ready for what's to come. 5 years ago, Ector College Prep Middle School was considered a failing school, and state law requires that a school like that be taken over by a charter school. That's when Third Future Schools took it over, but yesterday, the ECISD Board of Trustees officially decided it's time for the school to return to the district. Third Future Schools took control of Ector Prep, and the school has gone from a failing school to a B-rated school. Instead of renewing their contract, ECISD believes it's ready to take over Ector Prep.
But today we have a lot of evidence that says we know how to run a school effectively, and so we feel very confident in bringing that school back into ECISD, and we know that we'll put the right people in place there to do a great job for the students and families.
Dr. Murray says ECISD will work with the staff that currently works there.
We've done a great job within the school, and now the school district, we're in a much better position to operate that school effectively and efficiently, and we're excited to bring them back. The board's excited to have them back as a regular ECISD middle school.
The change will go into effect on July 1st of next year. Nearly 800 Greenwood High School students gave back to the Midland community today. The students were spread across 41 nonprofits for iServe Day. It's a new event organized by Greenwood teachers. Greenwood ISD students could be found at every corner of Midland Senior Citizen Center during the iServe Day event, playing games, singing songs, or tidying up and working on puzzles. Kinsley Savage and her 28 other classmates were just a few of the hundreds of students volunteering out in the Midland community today. They went to food banks, served the homeless, mentored elementary kids, and more.
I feel like I'm learning to cherish every moment with them because they're cherishing every moment with us. Because like I said, they always get so excited to see us and stuff. They just brighten up immediately and get so excited to hang out with people, new people especially.
By the way, the Greenwood ISD teachers hope this new opportunity gives kids new perspectives and leadership skills.
What we decided was that if we could show them, hey, there's these nursing homes in town, or you can go into these elementary schools, or you can go find a food bank, they always need help, that maybe that would create in them a desire to do it more and more.
Greenwood ISD credits donations from KTX Electric, the Dismang family, the Greenwood Education Foundation, and T Energy for supplying the kids with games and snacks to bring along to this first ever event. Time now to talk your weather forecast. Chief Meteorologist Tom Teverteller joined us now to let us know what we can expect. Some showers out there right now. Are these showers going to last? Let's get an update from Tom.
Yeah, we are looking at a very drizzly, wet night out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at rainfall amounts so far today. Less than 1/10 of an inch across many locations. As we take a look at the radar right now, we are seeing that the bulk of the heavier rain is moving off to the east and northeast, but we still have areas of some light rain, drizzle, and some patchy fog mist out there across the area, and that's going to continue into the overnight hours. As again, we're expecting the better chance of rain moving in coming up tomorrow afternoon into the evening hours after about 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is when that cold front arrives in West Texas, and it's going to bring us some changes to our forecast. But right now, though, looking outside, messy out there in Odessa, as we are seeing visibilities down quite a bit, a 1.75 miles across the Odessa area and across parts of the northern Permian Basin. Temperatures hanging right around 50 degrees to the upper 40s out there and dealing with plenty of wind. So that's adding to the chill across the area, and more of this mess is on the way to wake up to first thing in the morning, but a better weekend ahead. We'll talk about that here in a couple of minutes.
For the past 2 days, we've learned about Odessa's DeJuan Green's injury and his recovery, but tonight we hear more about him on the gridiron. CBS7's Jair Brooks Davis has more.
Throughout the summer, the Odessa Broncos geared up for the 2023 campaign. Alongside a new quarterback and a solid receiving core, the run game was strengthened with Green's presence. In his first game since his injury, he ran for over 100 yards while adding a touchdown.
Every time he got hit, I would tell my daughter, "Did he get up? Did he get up?" Because I can't watch.
But Green's mother sure did watch, as the Broncos took on crosstown rival Permian to begin district play. Even though Green had an early touchdown against Mojo, it was a back-and-forth ball game that went into overtime. After a Panthers turnover, Green cemented himself in the history books.
Last play, I was really reading the defense because the whole drive, so I already knew like Permian, how they were playing. They were playing run heavy. They were just trying to stop the run all game. So I knew I might have to bounce it out, and it worked.
Green took the handoff from Mikey Cota before going to his left and reaching for the game-winning touchdown, helping the Broncos defeat the Permian Panthers for the first time since 2013.
Only thing I asked was, who made the last touchdown? Then my son-in-law come. He like, oh, that boy did it. That boy did it. I'm like, oh, they did it. And that was enough for me right there.
You know, we had conversations throughout the year, and we're crying, and to do some things throughout the season that he's never going to forget, and we're never going to forget, you know, says a lot about who he is and says a lot about his heart.
It was exciting that they won, but it was extra because it was him. Out of all the people it could have been, it was him.
From crawling on the floor when he couldn't feel anything, to being taken to the hospital and having surgery, the first interaction Green had with his mother after winning the game will always be memorable for him.
Oh, she sent me a big paragraph. She was going crazy.
I actually cried, and I've never cried. I mean, as many moments as I've had with him playing, even his first game against Monterey, and he scored I didn't cry, but that last touchdown against Permian, I cried. I did.
It's like without their support, like, I don't know, I feel like I would be lost. Or I wouldn't have did as good, or I wouldn't have stayed consistent, you know, because it's been times where workouts been hard, or football been hard, or just my body been hurting and I feel like I can't do something, but I just think of them and I'll be like, I gotta do it, you know.
It's a miracle. To me, it's a miracle. To see the whole experience with him now walking and then now doing great things in football, it's a miracle. To me, that's what it is. It's a miracle.
Going forward, DeJuan says he wants to play football at the collegiate level, so be sure to keep up with CBS7 First Alert Sports Team or see where and when he signs. The Texas Tech Health Sciences Center and To The Edge showcase the Matador UAS drones that aim to enhance access to health care in remote areas of West Texas. The drones are meant to improve access to care in those rural communities. The drones will deliver medicines, vaccines, medical equipment, blood products, and organs to people in need. Drones would replace the long and dangerous drive down remote highways at a more cost-efficient and safe manner. They are currently set to deliver to Alpine, Presidio, and Marfa.
It could solve a lot of the problems of access, combined with the rural health care program and physicians and the telehealth program. All these things combined give our communities greater access.
And there's always a challenge for those patients to get to a successful health care delivery system, such as Health Science Center or the other partners that we work with in the community. And so this can help close the gap between the patient and the healthcare provider.
The drones will start their delivery service in 6 months. Eventually, they will also deliver to the Panhandle area. Tracking crime now, the Ector County Sheriff's Office says that last Thursday, 18-year-old Ryan Mojica was taken to Medical Center Hospital for fentanyl poisoning. The teen died at the hospital. Investigators later learned that Mojica bought fentanyl-laced pills from 17-year-old Avian Sanchez the night before he died. Sheriff Mike Griffiths telling CBS7 that Sanchez admitted to selling the pills to Mojica. Sanchez was then charged with murder as required under State Representative Brooks Landgraf's House Bill 6, which went into effect on September 1st. More information about that bill is up on our website. Just go to CBS7.com. Now to an update on an officer-involved shooting that happened in Greenwood on Monday morning. Texas Department of Public Safety troopers say that Midland County deputies were called to an aggravated assault in the 1100 block of South County Road 1083, where deputies were involved in a shooting that ended with 41-year-old Wesley Wells dead. Texas Rangers are investigating now, which is protocol. Across Texas, 2 people are in federal custody tonight after an officer-involved shooting in El Paso. That's according to the FBI El Paso field office. That incident is being investigated as an assault on a federal officer. No injuries were reported. Now for a look at today's top headlines, shown here in real time with real viewers at CBS7.com. You can see all of these stories and more by downloading our app or visiting our website at CBS7.com. Still ahead, House Republicans have voted, to open a formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden after his son defied a congressional subpoena. The details on the decision in your news across the nation. That's next here on CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. A formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden has begun on Capitol Hill. The effort, led by House Republicans, passed earlier this evening, just hours after the president's son, Hunter Biden, defied a congressional subpoena. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
212. The resolution is adopted. A cheer went up from House Republicans as they voted along party lines to formally authorize an impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Republicans allege he may have benefited from his family's foreign business dealings.
It's very clear the White House has been obstructing our investigation. I think the message sent today is very loud and clear. We expect them to comply.
Republicans now have better legal standing to demand interviews and documents from the White House. So far, the year-long House GOP investigation into the Bidens has not led to any direct evidence of wrongdoing by the president.
And this Congress, the majority, will do everything in their power to ensure that Donald Trump gets reelected.
The vote followed a rare public statement from Hunter Biden, who defied a congressional subpoena for a closed-door deposition earlier today. He said he was always willing to testify publicly.
Republicans do not want an open process where Americans can see their tactics.
Just last week, Hunter Biden was indicted on tax evasion charges and he's facing gun charges. He acknowledged mistakes he's made and defended his father.
There's no evidence to support the allegations that my father was financially involved in my business because it did not happen.
The White House has routinely stayed quiet about the investigations into Hunter Biden, but today Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said the president was familiar with what his son was going to say during his visit to Capitol Hill. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Congressman August Pfluger tells CBS7 that he voted to formalize the impeachment inquiry, saying in part, quote, "In recent weeks, we have learned that the Biden family has stonewalled House Republicans' requests for information concerning evidence surrounding the Biden family's foreign business dealings. Formalizing the impeachment inquiry will allow Congress to properly investigate and deliver the facts to the American public," end quote. House Republicans are now recommending that Hunter Biden be investigated for a contempt of Congress criminal charge. In a statement, President Biden said of Republicans, quote, "Instead of doing anything to make Americans' lives better, they're focused on attacking me with lies," end quote.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, we are going to be dealing with more rain, even a few thunderstorms in the forecast. It looks like about this time tomorrow. So I want to remind everyone to be sure to download the CBS7 First Alert Weather app. That way you can stay in touch with what's going on with the weather, but also scan that QR code and you'll have radar, lightning tracker right there on your phone. excuse me, and the latest weather alert. So be sure to download that today. Looking outside right now at Starbright Village, well, it's not the best of nights out there, but overall it is pretty decent if you're in your car looking at the Christmas lights, but you don't have to worry. There's going to be a lot more nights for the rest of December. You can catch that. Right now in McKinney Park, it's 51 degrees. There again with the drizzle, fog, mist occurring at the present time. Now, a lot of the heavier light rain, we'll call it that, is pushing off to the north, but it's going to fill in overnight tonight. So a messy night on the way, not the best traveling conditions because we are going to see decreased visibilities with the mist, the fog, the drizzle. Still have this storm system right here across the Four Corners area wrapping up. It's going to develop a surface low pressure system and a cold front that's going to sweep through coming up about this time tomorrow. And along with that, we could see the possibility of a few thunderstorms in the forecast. Right now, the bulk of the heavier rain has been across portions of the Texas Panhandle, turning into some snow and even some freezing precipitation, some ice up across southwestern Kansas. Temperatures are colder up there as we saw kind of a cool day into the mid-50s across the West Texas area. Now, the West Texas Futurecast shows areas of light rain continuing overnight tonight into the morning hours. By tomorrow afternoon, we are going to see that front start to roll in. Thunderstorms a possibility as the front passes through mid to late evening before things clear out. It looks like coming up on Friday. Again, the best chance at heavier rain is going to be off to the north and east, where we could be looking at amounts 1 to 2 inches across parts of the northeast Permian Basin. So a wet, cold night on the way as temperatures holding into the upper 40s. Tomorrow about 50 degrees with the better rain chances later on in the day and into the evening hours. Then we'll start to clear out a little bit. Stay chilly though coming up on Friday. This weekend, plenty of sun mixed in with the clouds. And look at those temperatures. Very seasonable coming up for Saturday and Sunday.
Still ahead, the Odessa Jackalopes are on a hot streak. We'll tell you all about it next in sports here on CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW.
Time now for CBS 7 First Alert Sports.
The Odessa Jackalopes are on a hot streak, having won 4 games in a row. On Friday and Saturday, the Jacks combined to score 10 goals. The Odessa Jackalopes have won 4 games in a row. Friday, Saturday, the Saturday's game, I should say, was the teddy bear toss, and it didn't take long. Odessa scored in the first 90 seconds, and the stuffed animals for charity rained down.
Always fun to get that first goal, but it's always stuck in the back of your head where, what if we don't, right? So, we got it early and got it out of the way, so it was good.
Oh, it was awesome. I've been part of a lot of those, and I've always been told don't get shut out on a teddy bear toss night, and luckily we had the first one that night, which was awesome. And I think it always goes to a good cause at the end of the day, giving teddy bears. We got out of the way early, which made it perfect for us, and we just kept rolling from there.
The Jacks are at home this week. Games are at 7:15 on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. These will be the last home games until January the 26th. Still ahead, if you haven't sent your letter to Santa, you're going to want to stick around. We're talking about a special North Pole mailbox in Odessa next here on CBS 7 News at 9. All right, before we go, have you sent your letter to Santa yet? If not, there is still time. Downtown Odessa has teamed up with Casa and McJack's to set up a special mailbox at 4th and Lee Street for all North Pole mail, North Pole mail, I should say. The mailbox will be out until December the 20th, so there's time for you to go to 4th and Lee. That's where that will be. Now, this is the important part. Make sure that you put a return address on your letter because you might just receive a letter back from the big man himself.
Oh, boy, won't that be fun?
So there's still time, and of course, still time to get on the good side, too, if you're not necessarily there.
That's exactly right, and showing pictures there of Starbright Village. Still plenty of time to go out there and see all the sights and sounds of Christmas as that continues through the end of the month from 6 to 11 every night. The weather hadn't been too great today because of the rain. Looks like some of that's going to linger into Thursday with a chance of some thunderstorms with that cold front tomorrow evening. But then, Jay, just in time for the weekend, we're going to start to clear out a little bit and look at some great temperatures with plenty of sunshine because I know there's a lot of people who need to do some last-minute shopping and decorating.
And maybe get out there and see those lights.
Oh, there you go.
Of course, you can always stay in your car if it's cool and wet. Thanks for joining us here for CBS 7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW. More news coming up tonight at 10.